Welcome to God Powered. Now, over the next few episodes, we're going to look at a topic, a theme that I think is essential for you and I to really truly live a God-powered life. And that theme is about an attitude. And I'm calling this theme over the next few episodes, Promotion in Adversity. Now, adversity can be as simple as just a tough time, or it can be absolute full-on persecution. There's varying degrees. But one thing is common between all of us. The more severe the adversity, the more likely we are to throw up our hands, almost give up. Like, Lord, what is going on? It's easy in adversity for us to lose focus on the big picture. Now, there's a reoccurring theme over and over and over through the Bible about, and if we look, what we see is over and over, God used adversity to propel His people forward, to give them prominence, to move them forward. And He didn't do it by circumnavigating the adversity. They didn't avoid it. But God used those circumstances to bring focus on and promote His people. And so we're looking at promotion in adversity. And it's something I really want to challenge you on, and me myself, that when adversity happens, what's our first response? Is our first response, okay, Lord, what are you going to do? Instead of, Lord, why am I here? Lord, what are you about to do? Now, a great example of that, in the first couple of episodes, we're going to be looking at a guy named Daniel. And from the very beginning, I love this. Daniel is in captivity to Nebuchadnezzar. Now, I love this because hopefully we can all relate to this. Every one of us has at some point in our life been in a situation we didn't like. A place we'd prefer not to be, whether it's a bad job, a bad boss, whatever it is. We've all been in those circumstances that we wish there was a way of escape. Now, what's interesting though with Daniel is he wasn't praying. What we don't see is him praying, God, get me out of here. But what he did, and I believe this set him up, we're going to see in the life of Daniel over and over with him and his associates repeatedly more and more severe adversities, really serious crises. And those were opportunities for promotion. I think really the foundation of that, though, started right at the beginning. Because see, Daniel, at the beginning, he made a commitment. He made a commitment that he was going to honor God. And in this case, he did it by saying he wasn't going to defile himself with the king's food. Now, we don't know specifically what it was in the king's food that he felt would defile him. But here's the thing. The principle was this. He made a commitment to honor God and to live his life for God. Now, we make a commitment, and frankly, we think as soon as we make the commitment, God should be, okay, I'm so proud of you, and there's the reward, there's the benefit, the blessing. And we tend to not be prepared for the test that goes with the commitment. And we should just assume when you make a commitment, it's going to get tested. And so what happens to Daniel? So he makes this commitment, and his immediate superior is concerned. And he's not concerned about Daniel, he's concerned about himself. He's concerned that Daniel's commitment is going to make him look bad. And in this case, what Daniel said is by not defiling himself, he just wanted to have vegetables and water. And this guy's thinking, you know what, you do that, you're going to look sickly and weak, and my superiors are going to think I'm not doing my job. It's not going to work out well. But see, in a commitment, you got to be prepared for the test. And so what does Daniel do? He's not talked out of it, but he sets his own challenge. He says, look, let's do this. Try this for 10 days. Let's do this for 10 days. And at the end of 10 days, I'm going to honor God. I'm going to put him first. Let's test this for 10 days and let's see what comes of it. So they do it. And at the end of the 10 days, what happens? Daniel looks better than anybody else because he honored God, because he put God first, because he made that commitment. God gave him favor. And Daniel started the process of promotion that would typify his life. That repeatedly, no matter what the circumstances, God continued to promote him. And I really believe, as I said, the foundation of that was from the beginning, not crying, get me out of here, but saying, Lord, I want to honor you. God, I want to live my life for you. And so my challenge as we go through these is number one, let's make that commitment. What is God challenging you and I on that we can say, God, I'm going to live for you, and here's a way that I'm going to do it, and I will set myself apart. I'll be different from the people around me that I might honor you. Number two, how do we get to that point of having an attitude that when adversity comes, no matter how severe it is, rather than reacting, immediately responding and having that attitude, okay, Lord, you're going to be glorified. Remember, the purpose of everything is always, number one, that God would be glorified. So how do we get to the point where our immediate response, instead of reacting to the adversity, the response is, God, okay, I don't know how, you're going to be glorified, and somehow I'm going to be promoted. Remember, God has big plans for you, and the foundation is when we commit to honor Him and glorify Him.